what's up? Back off now. My fault. I do my little spill. My fault. All right, what's up? I'm back at you with Dedicated to Health. I'm here with my man, the man, Trey Smoot. One of the biggest models in the city, fashion mogul. You feel me? Thrown countless fashion shows. Got his own brand. Does a lot, not only with fashion, but also financial literacy. So I'll give you a little bit of an opportunity to explain a little bit more about what you do, Trey.
For sure. So I'm Trey Smoot. Like you said, I am an entrepreneur at the simplest part of it all, I guess I would say. Right now, I guess the biggest thing, I guess we'll start with what Hvmble is. Hvmble is a lifestyle brand that my brother created, but I helped him build. And now it's under my leadership. So for us, it's all about like progression. So life and lifestyle is just all about how we live, like exactly how we live, like our day-to-day kind of thing. So with Hvmble, it's all about progressing, making that better, making your day-to-day better. Like it's about freedom at the end of the day. Like so that's really what Hvmble is all about. It's like progressing your life to the point where you can get freedom. Because freedom is really what life is all about. Go get that freedom so you can gain true happiness. And then when you truly a happy individual, you pass that feeling on. And you teach people how to get that feeling. And then that's how you create a better world and a better place.
You know, and I think it's unique that you say freedom and really progression towards freedom, because I've watched Hvmble go through different stages. You know, when I first got to Akron, I saw Jaden with the hoodies, but now I see that you're in schools in the area teaching about financial literacy, and I want to ask, you know, how did you really make that type of transition? And what made you want to get into the financial literacy space, especially for our youth?
So the difference between me and Jaden is like Jaden really he's really into like the design of clothes. And like his artistic vision, he want to see it come to life on clothes. Now me, I'm not necessarily the same way. Like I want to create stuff, but I want to create stuff. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's not necessarily just clothes. Like, so accessories, pieces, just like think Supreme. Like think about if this was Hvmble. You get what I'm saying? Like if Hvmble made a line of this, like make it make sense, of course. But if
So
we
like,
made a
what are
line
some
of
of the
this,
things that you guys have made with Hvmble, man?
so with Hvmble, right now we've done clothes. Like that's what we've done. We've done hats, wristbands, hoodies, windbreakers. That's pretty much dad hats. So we pretty much done that, but we haven't done clothing for a while. And then it kind of Hvmble got under my leadership. I want to say that was 2022. So I began so I have a background in like community development. I used to be a prevention specialist and a life coach. So my focus on progression is about development, right? So I achieve progression through development. So passing that on, creating a program where you go into a school and you teach like skills that are necessary for life. Like I told you, the ultimate goal in life that I feel is freedom. Doing what you want to do when you want to do it with who you want to do it with. Right?
Fact.
Waking up and having that be your day. So if that's the end goal, you have to know how to get there. And the only ways to get there is through knowing how to get income, spend income, invest income. generation about how to do the exact same thing. They shouldn't really, I don't believe that your next generation should have to start from zero. So that's kind of taking it a step further, but to garner freedom, right? You have to teach finance. Finance is the key to freedom. Knowing what to do with your money and how to make it grow is going to guarantee your freedom and your family's freedom. And then the next generation of your family's freedom.
So like, what are some strategies you guys are teaching the youth?
So as of right now, with the complete program, we're teaching more so the way I just described it to you. We're teaching lifestyle. So how you're living, what do you want in this life, and then we're connecting what you want in this life to the actual term for it, goals. So taking on lessons from that point, addressing how behaviors help you reach goals, how you structure behaviors and habits, which helps develop a routine to reach the lifestyle that you want. Because routine is the key to reaching the lifestyle that you want alongside its finances, right? So those are kind of the skills that we're teaching. How to be a human first.
You gotta be human.
Because that's what we are. If we're born, we're human, right? So teaching you basically the steps you need to be a good human for you, right? And then teaching you the steps, like just walking them through. That's how we're doing it. We're walking them through how to be yourself, what self is. So that's behavior, routine, like lifestyle. That's what self is, right? And then extended self when you go to add all of that plus income. So that's where you get education, because school is teaching you how to be an assimilated version of society, right? So that's where college comes from, because that's the ideal that you're progressing in life through training and education, correct? So those notions and those ideas are what drives our society. So they automatically push you to those kind of ideas. So, but what is the root? Why are we doing this? It's for income, to support life, right? And so that's what we teach. We teach what income is. Like, you don't have to necessarily go to college. You have to have the income as if you went to college.
Yeah,
right?
You have to have a livable income.
You have to have a livable income. That's what we teach. We teach how to add behaviors to get to where you need to be to get a livable income. So we walk them through careers, we walk them through hustles, we walk them through jobs, and we distinguish the three. So a hustle, let's say DJing, right? DJing isn't something that you can just go get a job application and do. Right?
You gotta build that up. You gotta learn the skill first.
Exactly. You have to learn the skill of DJing and then turn that skill into, you have to monetize that skill.
Yeah.
Right? But
it's really an art, if we're gonna be honest.
It's an art. Exactly. So your art, your passion can turn into a hobby, which can turn into a hustle.
Facts.
Which is what we teach. So if I teach you about hustles, then I can teach you how to supplement income, right? And if I teach you what income is and why you're even going to have a job, it's not just for the things that you want, it's for the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, and I feel like the kids are probably a lot more receptive to what you're teaching them than they are, a lot of other subjects.
Yeah. But I always give teachers credit because it's easier said than done to be a teacher. And my job is easy because anytime you're an outside person coming in, you're the difference in their day. Like, so you're the outlier in their day. So they're gonna be looking forward to what you are, what you do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
shakes up the regular.
Yeah, it shakes up the monotony.
I feel like teachers are truly underpaid.
Oh yeah.
Teachers don't get enough credit.
If we're going to be honest, I feel like our educational system needs to be changed in a way that allows teachers to really get the credit that they deserve, because they do so much when it comes to, you know, the impact that they have on our kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. Your teachers and your coaches are your first surrogate parents. And for some kids that don't have parents, like, then it's like your surrogate parents, like they teaching you how to be a human.
Fact. That kind of leads into another question though, bro.
What's up?
All right, so say, you know, somebody was watching this in Philadelphia, and they like what you're doing, teaching financial literacy to the youth in Akron, and they wanted to solve a similar problem in their community. What advice would you have for them?
Do your research. Cause like the reason I got started and really like head first diving into financial literacy is because you look at your own situation and it's like, it's something that I don't understand here. Like, I knew how to make money come into my bank account, but it was like, okay, what is this investing thing? I know you buy stocks and if it goes up, you win more money. Like, not win more money, you gain more money. But that was like the basis of my understanding. Like, I didn't understand that you're actually buying a company and you're investing in a company.
You get to own that company.
You own a piece of that company, yes. Like, which gives you're entitled to certain rights when you own a company, right? You own those pieces, and another thing that you have to understand is positioning on where you own that company. Because it's one thing to own pieces of that company, but it's another thing to own pieces of a company at a good price. So once you start to learn how to understand that, and then genuinely understand that to where you can actually teach somebody the basics, I would say that's where you start. And then you go about teaching somebody the basics. And then, and in the case that you want to build a program from it, I would say identify your target audience, whether it's going to be kids. I understand schools better than I understand a lot of other things. So I understood that I wanted to teach high schoolers this. So I identified my target audience, and I developed a program that one I could use with any age, but then I put it through another filter and I targeted it towards high schoolers. So I would say find your target audience, understand what you're going to be teaching, have it outlined before you start teaching it, take yourself through that same program, and then from there, get a place, set a date, and do it every week, like clockwork.
It's really about that dedication.
It's about dedication and consistency. Half the things we want in this world are behind consistency. You don't really have to be skilled. Actually, the way that I view the world now, consistency is a skill. Determination is a skill.
Yeah, and really once you get that consistency, it becomes a skill. Whatever you're consistently working at becomes a skill.
Correct.
You know, after so long of doing it, you become great at it.
Exactly. Once you understand, like, that's why routines are so important. That's why we stress that in the program. Because when you do something over and over and over again, you understand it. It's like having a child. I don't have a child, but I've heard people talk about it, right? So they understand their child because they with their child every day. You understand when something is off with your child. If I sent you to school in grades, why is 4 of them undone when you got home? You're gonna notice that, right? So that same consistency of knowing, okay, it looked like this yesterday. Why does it look like this now? That's understanding. That's the importance of routine. So if I'm seeing it every day and I'm game planning for it the same way every day, I know when something is off. I know when something is on. And that's the importance of when you're investing and like really starting to understand personal finance and investing in the stock market per se, because that's where I invest. You'll be able to apply that to a business. So let's use a business, for example. Let's say like Apple. If I've been investing in Apple for 2 years, I'll understand what kind of cycles they go through. I'll understand why the price is reflecting what it's reflecting. And that's what I was talking about with positioning.
Yeah, it's always about having the right positioning. But I also do want to make a disclaimer. He is not a fiduciary. I am not a fiduciary. This is not financial advice. However, we are talking about our own experiences within different financial situations. The stock market, investing is very important.
Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. You should run any and all information that you take from what I say through your own research and to your own financial advisor. I always recommend that.
You know, and on that note, we're going to say thank you for watching. Stay dedicated.